The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 pre-Thanksgiving edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. Now, you'll hear all about their successes, but you'll also hear about their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and you can see us on YouTube and see Steve looking just fantastic, the spitting image of a talk show host,
a successful. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Sky Dancer.
So, did you get all your glasses? All your glasses. Did you get all your? You put your glasses on. Did you get all your leaves put away?
The leaves?
Yeah, the leaves, the yard, the lawnmower. Did you button it all up?
The leaves are looking great. I'm very, very pleased with the way the property looks. We've kind of stayed ahead of it, and we took down all the Halloween decorations. We've got beautiful Christmas decorations that are going up around the house, and I'm very pleased with
it. But you put your grill, which is my favorite grill in the world. You put the
grill's still
grill
out.
Or small? It's a grill.
It's a grill, yeah, the Blackstone.
Oh,
and that is still out, and Kelly said to me, why don't we keep it out? The weather's been decent, and we might want to make some burgers or do some stir fry or something in the middle of November.
That's right.
So I said, okay, we'll keep it out.
So just let us know when to stop over, because the last time
it was fun. Huh?
I just really enjoyed that.
Luscious.
You had some spear steaks or whatever you had on there, but the whole experience with that deck and everything was just glorious.
I see Mark Sparrow a lot when I go in there and get those meats, and boy, that's a hard-working guy right there. Sparrow just does such a fantastic job. Got a pot roast there the other day that was to die for.
How'd you cook it?
It was in a pot.
Like Instapot thing?
Yeah, the Instapot.
Okay.
It's great in the Instapot.
Our Instapot croaked, so Judy was like, I got to get a new Instapot. Should I get the 4-quart? I could get the big one. Well, it takes up more. I go, you're never going to, you just don't use it all.
Christmas is just around the corner. Maybe somebody get you a nice Instapot.
Yeah, that doesn't fly. Hi, honey, I bought you some pots and pans. I don't know.
Well, I was going to get it for
38
you.
38 years of marriage, I don't know that works.
Hey, we've got a great show for you. We're going to talk to a lot of interesting people, starting with Joe Stanley, Esquire. He's the founding partner of the Stanley Law offices. Good morning, Joe Stanley. How are you, man?
I'm wonderful.
Good. It's good to have you back on again. And, you did such a wonderful job last time that we just thought we'd have you as like our third host.
I'm sure.
No, seriously, we were talking. We were like, well, Joe's a pretty good interview because you're not acting. You're just being you.
Yeah.
Which is what we want. So bring it on.
My boots are not big enough for this kind of guy. I really don't even know.
You've got a lot of knowledge. How long ago did you go to law school? How long have you been practicing?
Do I have to say that?
Yes. Well, get a reference.
I think I graduated from law school in 1981. And I became a lawyer in 1982. So which only seems like yesterday.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful. And last time we uncovered that you went to Syracuse Law, right?
I did.
You are genuinely homegrown.
A CBA guy like you, Tom.
Yes, yeah. He was CBA. Did I ask you before, did you play handball on the back? Were they playing handball back then with the brothers?
No.
Okay. Yeah, when I was there, that was a big thing. The brothers loved to play handball without the racket. So it was like racquetball, only, you're using your hand, because there was a bunch of guys from Brooklyn. And and they taught us that, and I used to love playing.
We did that in Cicero. We had it was like the racket. It was like a blue ball or whatever.
Yeah, that was it.
And I never quite knew how long you could hold on to it, right? Because but we did the same thing.
Your hands are as big as rackets. Well, that's interesting. So, Joe, when did you start Stanley Law? Then, when were you the founder of that?
Well, I think if I know correctly, it would have been 1990. I left my prior employment and started out on my own. Mm-hmm. And then it became Stanley Law Offices sometime later when I gradually became larger and more diverse over the years.
Yeah.
And I always look back and wonder how I got from there to here, but I'm very fortunate to have had many people that have helped worked with me and for me, because without that, it definitely would not have been successful.
Did you always wanted to kind of do your own thing, like in your head, or you go work for a big firm, or was there an entrepreneurial piece, or was it just kind of a natural progression?
Well, I mean, truthfully, I've always been kind of a contrarian, so that would be. But I worked for the biggest firm in the state when I was a second-year student. You know, you do if you do well in your class. And I won't brag about that, but
Too late, Joe. Too late.
I mean,
good for you.
I hated it.
Good for you.
It was the most.
Really?
I can tell you an experience of the. I can tell you there were people that I didn't really care for. And you want to hear a story?
Yeah, sure.
You know, they made you go and do things with the partners, the big partners, and they made you play soccer. Okay, with the partners out. You know, as a team building event, sort of.
Sure.
So you're playing soccer. I don't even play soccer. I was a pretty decent athlete, but I don't really like it. I don't like it. I didn't care for it. So we're playing, and I'm out there, and I always play to win. So I kick. I try to kick to score a goal, and this guy, one of the partners, gets in the way, literally, of my kick, and it shatters his glasses, hits him in the face. The guy who was the biggest crybaby. And that's what they all were, the biggest cry. I mean, literally, he threw a tantrum.
Oh, that's terrible.
I mean, but the whole place was one big tantrum.
Right.
I mean, really, yeah, that.
And that might have inspired you to go in your own direction.
Oh, it definitely inspired me.
Well, like the soccer players now. You ever see? I'm not a fan, but you see them. There's so much drama. They touch them, they roll over, and they scream in pain because they're trying to get a penalty. So, how did the other folks? Did they go, "Oh, he's a crybaby," or were they like?
Oh no, they thought it was a big deal. I should have known better. I was supposed to.
How would you know, right?
Well, no, it was absurd. The whole place was absurd. I mean, that's the way it was operating.
So, why personal injury? Did you ever want to practice any other type of law, or did you start in a different area and then transition?
I originally was a science major. I'm a master's in ecology. I went to ESF as an undergraduate. I thought I was going to be an environmental law lawyer, but that I've discovered was the worst field of law you could possibly do, at least from my perspective. I would have... a lot of fields of law are transactional. You spend your time just reading documents or regulations and being bored to death. And I could never do that. And so that's the one good thing about litigation. You have to read a lot, you have to write a lot, but you also do a lot of interactive things. And so it keeps you going, and it also engages you with new subjects all the time.
And there's relationships.
Yes, you get to meet a lot of interesting people. You get to help many, many people, and 99% of them are the best people in the world because they're heroes. You learn over time is that people are hurt, are frustrated, they're angry, they're tired, but they deal with it in exceptional ways. Ways that I have met people with horrible things have happened to them that I'm amazed. I wouldn't have been able to deal with it the way they have. They've kept a good face. They've moved forward in faces of being paralyzed or other things. And it just has amazed me how well they have done, because there's only so much we can do, and you can't fix what can't be fixed. You can only help what can be helped.
Joe, we're going to continue this conversation because we're just scratching the surface of what you do and what your firm does. That's Joe Stanley, the attorney, founding partner of Stanley Law Offices. And we're going to come back and continue that conversation right here on The Local Show. So stick around.